Let's go then. Before we talk about Steve Vai specifically on that day, you were transcribing Steve Vai's stuff. Were you figuring out the songs by ear? What did you do to access those musical mannerisms of Steve Vai? Yes.
Of course, I would spend hours and hours studying. I think the guitar for me it was and is, right? A fabulous thing, like a video game, you know? I spent hours and hours there with it in my hand, and time flies by without me even noticing. And I was learning Vai's songs on Guitar Pro.
Oh, really? You were already using Guitar Pro back then?
Oh, I see, really?
No, I didn't catch that era. I know what Guitar Pro is, but in my time it didn't exist, right? Oh, man, is that it?
Man, but I used Guitar Pro a lot. I would take Vai's songs that I couldn't play. I'd put them in the tablature, slow down the speed, and keep practicing, you know? But I always tried to access Vai's stuff. Watching him play, I try to understand what he thinks when he plays a note. I was like, man, I want to try to get into his mind, you know? What is he thinking? So I started to analyze his body language, you know? When he plays a note, what is he expressing? Is he expressing a calm person, an agitated person? Is he doing it with anger, you know? What is he trying to convey? So I tried, to really focus on that aspect. I don't even know how to play many of Vai's songs. I think maybe about 8 or 9 songs, more or less, because I tried to access this technical part, this part of really feeling that you are playing, conveying emotion, right? Which is what, in fact, made me become a fan of his. When I watched, I said, man, this guy moved me. I want to be able to move people too. So I kept trying to understand what he was conveying with the notes and everything else. And of course, I kept practicing the techniques, right? Tapping techniques, right? I'm passionate about Vai's tapping techniques. Fingering, improvisation, that thing of pulling things out of the hat, like, watching G3, right?
Yes.
Man, out of nowhere. He throws in a technique there where did he get that from? So I started to analyze, man, this guy, he thinks in a kind of crazy way, He looks at the instrument and it's like, he doesn't look at it in a, how can I say, conventional way.
Yes. I think it's good you say that. I'm afraid to say it because then I'll add, it doesn't make sense to say. I think Steve he's the rock guitarist of all time in instrumental music. I like Jeff Beck in a very unique way. I think Jeff Beck is the greatest, but Steve Vai, he was very smart in his career because he accessed things that no other guitarist accessed. He has ways of doing things that only he does in the way he does. Techniques he uses with the whammy bar. Because, tapping, sweeping, scale skipping, all of that, many musicians do. But he does it in a very particular way,
True.
The way he uses the whammy bar. But what do you think is the language? Some slides, right, that he uses?
Slides, but what else? Vibratos too. Man, his vibrato is something very, very, distinctive, right? He can work a more relaxed vibrato. If he wants something more intense, he can do it, right? And sometimes I had a lot of difficulty doing vibrato, and trying to learn those Vai techniques. I was kind of improving a little in this vibrato aspect, Juninho Fran. Also, the vibratos, the bends, right? Like that perfect radio bend, right? Man. So, that's something that really caught my attention about him too.
But what do you think about the slides, which are very characteristic of him, and the vibratos? The way he uses the whammy bar more? What do you think it would be? I think it's the way of using the M.
Also, right? To the effects, he elected them, right? He uses them well, man. Like the thing with the delays, right?
Yeah. And I also think he has a particularity that he's very intelligent. Composing, yes, because he's a guy who has an avant-garde side, which I think he got a lot from Frank Zappa. It's true, it's an experimental side. If you listen to his album, Flex Able, his first album that wasn't commercially successful, but it was a gem. It's very avant-garde, trying different things, right? Then you see in The Plague, it's in the air. That's when he kind of found himself, took control and defined who Steve was, right?
True, man.
There, he defined himself, man. And he never stopped following that trend. His album has that song Blue Power, for example.
Oh, amazing.
Which is an avant-garde song, you know? It doesn't have a fixed form, right? The song changes all the time, man.
All the time.
Unlike For the Love of God, which is a song that it's more accessible, the form. It has a long solo, but it has an easy theme. So in every album, he reached this trend of being an avant-garde guy, but having caught commercial appeal and maintaining his identity. He's the guy who has the same melody, expresses himself a lot, but also has the virtuous side. Then there's the mystical side. The aesthetic aspect has always been very important to him. He has a business side. He's not just any guy. He's very distinguished. He's very intelligent. He took his career and guided it himself. He went down a path that only he took.
It's true, man. He's different, man. You said it all, man. And what he himself says, right? Words from Steve, right? Right. It is. Man, he's an upside down question mark.
What does that mean?
Man, it's because we never know what might come. He's a guy that when you're playing with him or you see him play with someone, whether he's playing blues or any style, you look and think, wow, man, where did he come up with that? Then we start thinking, wow, it's a different mindset. For me, today, with the mindset I have now, there is no best guitarist. Each one has their own identity, right? I like to say each guitarist is a colored pencil. Each one has their color, their shine, their technique, their tone, their tastes, musical tastes. But Vai is exactly what you said. He is unique. If someone looks closely, man, if someone hasn't been able to see that yet, try to analyze and say, man, this guy, he's really different, man.
I think he is very intelligent. It's true, you know? Because you can be a great musician but not be a very intelligent guy, you know? Yes. Man, the guy plays a lot, and then over time he gets tired of the career and settles down. There are various things that happen. You see that without even mentioning my brother, the guy, the hurricane. And then suddenly the guy disappears. But Vai, no man. He's always there, always did, always was smart with the promotion of his album. Always the elements. He is what this mystical guy is. 777, there's an eye, there's the pyramid, then there's the stuff. That's it. It's a promotion. He is what he is, Christian, mystical, esoteric. And what's up with Steve? Come on, you don't know, right?
True. The guy is really mystical. That's what people say, that he talks about an upside down question mark. It's like he's a guy who innovated and keeps innovating with each CD. Man, he brings something different. That's the craziest part, right? With each CD, he brings a technique, brings an effect. He never comes like bringing the same thing. He brings things, right? From the past that he learned, that he did in the other CDs. But he always does a technique like this new technique where he does a good one and then it comes walking. I forgot. The name of the technique is he even recorded a clean song. Man, really crazy. I forgot the name of the song. Now, this technique that Kendall is using, I forgot the name. I'm not sure. It was when he released that album with that double neck guitar, right?
That was, I think the name is, it's not that, it's Cider, isn't it?
Hydra. Well, it's Hydra. It can have 3 necks. It's 3. It was during that time. Then he recorded with a guitar with Ibanez. It's just the clean sound. And he launched this new technique like, wow.
He's tireless. It's funny, for example. I find myself with Malmsteen the first time I saw a view almost fall like that. But Malmsteen, it's a joke, kind of dark humor. But here's the thing. If Malmsteen had died around 84, 85, we would have a Malmsteen like a Jimi Hendrix, man. If Malmsteen were alive today, what would Malmsteen be doing? Malmsteen never did anything different. Malmsteen always did the same thing, which is impressive even today, but he never changed CD after CD. It's basically the same thing. And many incredible guys never changed, right? And they keep doing the same thing, and that's okay, right? Man, who am I to say, let's do the same thing? It's a thing for the guy, right? But I won't. He doesn't settle, right? Man, not only because he needs to feel, it seems like something is nudging him to do things differently, right? Yeah, man, imagining him, the name of the technique is joint shift John. Joint shift, shift. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, man, my English is bad. Ha 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 ha. But yeah, man, he's innovative, man. Innovative. And he must stay at home studying for hours and hours and trying to find new things, right?
Man, I also think that Steve will, it's that thing too. We are very romantic. I think he must spend about 70% of his day just on career planning. Man, it's true, dude. You don't have a career like that without planning. No, man. It's true. He is. He has this whole plan. You see that everything for him was very well constructed. Built the partnerships with the brands. He never released a pedal like everyone else. There isn't a Steve Vai signature pedal. It doesn't have the same cover. Everyone has it. Have you noticed? It's different. Steve Vai's guitar, my brother, will have Steve's blood. It will. The other one has the grip of the grandmother. It's the grandmother's curtain, the jam, right? Which is the grandmother's curtain. Then there's the monkey grip. Nothing is him. It's like this. Let's release it. It's cool, guys. Show it to me to see if I like it. No, man, he was never like that. Everything he does is thought out, you see? When we start discussing, you get into a genius guy and everything he does, man, it's like this. There's the monkey grip. What's it for? Nothing.
Monkey grip.
It's for nothing. It's just visual. It's so you look at it and say, there goes the floral. Right, man, that's it. You see how many guitarists? Let's mention an Andy Timmons, for example, right? Who's amazing, who has a style, timing. It's wonderful. What is the smell? In terms of career here, Andy Timmons is here because of these backstage things, man. True. It's true.
He really knew how to work on his career. Yeah. So much so that the guy played in the middle, right? Man, that's it. It's crazy.
Product licensing. And there's a lot of products. So he's a guy who is also financially very well off. True. So he's not someone who is financially dependent on performing shows to make money. He has already made money, built a lot, so he has the peace of mind to think about his career and not be panicked, right? Totally, man. It's a lesson, man. Smell, it goes everywhere.